No? I want to thank the Rabbeinu Shalom. I want to thank Torah Anytime. HaKamashkacha Pratis. Kol HaLoshen, Rabbi Yosef Yafi. I want to thank everybody. So much to be thankful for. A lot to be thankful for. Every time in your life. I got lost yesterday. I went to a friend's chasana. On the way there, boy, I don't run to chasanas these days. I don't run b'chlal, although I enjoy them big time. Once I'm there, it's a freilach. But I don't run. I have what to do. But I had to go. I wanted to go. And suddenly, police line. You're not going nowhere. And it's dark. How am I getting to this chasana? And so I make a turn here. Didn't work. Make a turn there. Right. I mamish made hakofis. I went back and forth. I thought, I can't deal with this. And when I finally did make it, I had to park about 5 blocks away from the hall because it was all, Then, as usual, as soon as everything's okay, I noticed everybody went the normal way and it worked. It seems like right after me, they opened it up. Or they were smart enough to go through the police lines, which I like to do, but this time for some reason. But I want to tell you something. While you're going around in circles, I was thanking the Eibishter a million times. Eibishter, every time. I forgot this. I was almost, where'd you put this? Where is it? Oh, again, you lost it. What's going on here? Now, you know what tikkunim are going on? Do you know how lucky people are with these type of things? We're full of them. I know the matzav. I'm not alone. I have a lot of good company. I don't want to say. I remember the seniors and the juniors. They're better. They're smarter. I'm a Rebbe. Did you do your homework? Oh, where's my book? Where's my this? And I have to be on top of them. It's even harder to be on top of you. Did you forget? You remember? You brought your head along to school. That's so easy these days. The belt is like Pnei Adar Pnei Kelev. That's the matzah. Do you know every time this happens to you, say, thank you so much, Eibishter. It's better than the hospital. The hospital has to be in front of you. Shivisi Hospital, Lefanai Tomid. What you could be doing, it's Baruch Hashem this. I'm not there. And it's so true. You got basics. Everything's basics. You have to be thankful that when you brought a carbon means Korban Hashem. How do you know how you get close to the Eibishter? When you see an animal get geschachten, you could have been the animal. Basics, you're alive. Say thank you. Thank you for basics. That brings you closer, it turns you into a nivda. See, when you finish Shas or a Masechta or you did a big mitzvah or whatever, so you feel good. You're supposed to say thank you, but you're not recognizing your basic mitzias. The Ramban says you go to shul and you say, I'm a nivra. Thanks a billion. Some people sometimes think, I'm not a nivra, I'm a baity. That's the whole problem. It doesn't work. It never happens. What kind of bayrei? The Eibishter encourages you to be he wants you to be. But say it's such a tikkun, such a kapara. There's so many things we have so much pain about, and there's such a kapara going on. We have to thank Hashem all our lives for being a batlin or a guy that comes across not quite the way the Olam. I'm a little bit like those. And in your dimion, my dear friend, no one knows the difference. They're worried about themselves. It's all dimion, I'm telling you. In Novanik, they had everybody. You watch the people, everybody came out, was on the table. You found out what's really going on. They're all in the same, scared of each other. It's all the same with Shigaz. Everyone's worried about things that never happen, never will happen. And what they think people think about them is, they have mekana you. This happens all the time. You're mekana, he's mekana you. And you've been told 200 times and you're still jealous. So yeah, but still. It's a special ruach of kinna that comes down mimoraim. It's a special treat, so you have what to work on. You know, you have to work on kinna all your life. And it's we try our best, but you know, the best part, if you're a kolei ekev ruach acheres hoyisaboy, that are Chaim HaKadosh. Al kolei v'adi Yetzirah. The greatness of Kalev was he had a Yetzirah. Chaim HaKadosh. Ruach acheres, he wanted to join the Meraglim. If you have a Yetzirah, you should have to thank Hashem a million times. It's a Chazal. Toiv ma'oi, v'arlikim ki toiv. Ma'oi a Yetzirah. Toiv ma'oi a Yetzirah. How do you say that? It's blasphemous. Without your Yetzirah, you're not worth a dime. And the guy with the big Yetzirah is the lucky guy. Even if he stops himself a little, he's way ahead of everybody. Do not look for trouble. I beg you. I'm serious about that. What I just said now is super dangerous. It's super important. It's going to be matzel people left and right, but it's super dangerous. If you don't have a big Yetzirah, don't listen to Mendel. You know what you got to say? Ich bin a heilige Yid. I don't have those problems because I'm a pure soul. I'm proud of myself. Those poor guys never. That's what you have to say. But if you're going to say that you're going to hear someone else's mussar, guess what happened? 4 days ago, a younger man took me for a ride. He opens up his car door and he says, Mendel, 6 years ago you saved my life. How did I save your life? Now, there is somebody who, the admiration, I'm among them. This man is a godel, a tzaddik, yesod, oilam, kipshutai. Everybody, there's no words to describe this person's greatness. And he used to go to his vad. And his vad is, daf lernen, daf ding. There's no excuses, you know, he's one of those hot, you know, real hot on the bed. And I told this younger man, he was going through a tkufa. He was going through a very difficult tkufa. I told him, that younger man's vadim are poison for you. They're poison. Did you hear what I said? He told me 6 years later, you saved my life. Now, I'm not going against that younger man. I'm saying for you, it's poison. It might be a lot of other people that should not be going to such a vad. That sounds like, wow, and you got to do this, and this is wrong, and that's wrong, and you got to, and the guy's outside the gomer, he's getting, by the way, I have a special love for that person. And he was a very, 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 very close friend of mine. And I'm a big admirer of his. And one of the things I liked about him was that he used to do my dirty work. I loved it when he went with his canoe. He said, keep it up, but I don't want to do that. You do that. Not me. I'm tempted to say some things. Not me. No, sir. In fact, I had a shaila and I was mevatlet. I'm not doing it. About something that I have a lot of support. Also, the whole world's behind me. You got to be a kanoi. And it says, you be a kanoi, not me. By the way, anybody who wants to be a kanoi, have a heta for a Gershon and Reb Nosson. Even if you're not so Eiskalten, kanoi is important. Sometimes you really got to do it. There one time I still have charata. I was standing probably one of the biggest mashkichim in the world. And someone was mavazim in front of me. I should have screamed. It bothers me till today. Hey, who are you talking to? I would have done it. Oh, yes. That's different. That I wouldn't. There, I'll be a kanai. But there's a lot of other stuff. Handled with care. Watch out. I remember my father, when I don't like jazz music. I can't be disabled it. By the way, I once went to a band leader. I asked him about the jazz music. He told me like this. A chassan comes over to me and he says, play, I don't want no jazz music and not my chasana. No geisha stuff. I want Yiddish. I said, okay, what's jazz music? So he says, this. Good. And what's good stuff? This. Fine, I'll do it. He said, the band leader told this to me. The next night he had a different cousin coming over to him. And he says, the same shtick Torah. No jazz music by me. What do you call jazz music? So all the stuff that the other guy holds, that's the good stuff. He said, that's not that. And what he called, the other guy calls jazz music, that's good stuff. That's what I want to hear. Yeah, I heard this. Me pet cut shave, the band. Yeah, what's going on? The people know what they're doing. Yeah, but I can't stand jazz music. It makes me sugar. But I am Mahadrin. I don't want to talk about my tastes. I sometimes, when the chazan, that's where'd you get lechadaydi? Where does that lechadaydi come from? Yeah, lechadaydi, the kaskala. Yeah, keladaydi, no. Where you pick it up, you drink zach with the schwarzes dog, you picked it up somewhere, how to be a little more, his whole heart, he's whole heart. You sound like on the bongo drums. Now, I learned to respect people who are sincere. They're sincere, that's them. I still don't want to hear it. I'm from different stock. We're not into that stuff. But kids, I used to hate it. I still do. It's very big nesayim for me when I hear this stuff. I keep my mouth quiet. I don't say a word to anybody, and I swallow my head off. I got a lot to swallow. I like this. You know what the Lakewood? All the Lakewood events, guess who's standing there? The singing of strictly Hasidim. You know that? Lakewood, the Masagdashi Yeshiva. For the last 10 years, only Hasidic singers. Litbox are also good, don't worry. But I don't know why, but I guess they don't want to take chances. They understand. They're like my type. The old Lakewood Chevra. Anyway, but I didn't like it. My father, I once walked into one of these stores, this farm store, and it was blasting a niggin. And I was, I'm going to tell this guy what I think of his stuff. Would he be machshel the Rabim with that garbage? My father was walking me. My father says, no, sir, don't you do that. And he was right. He says, I forgot exactly what he told me. But I remember that the Nakuda was, if you'd be in his shoes, you might be doing the same thing. Easy. You know, Ramat Schwab told me there was some bachrim with girls. Imagine in Europe, in Kamenetz, with bachrim, with talking, with Meglach, Shrek. So they went berserk. Ramat Schwab was a bacher in Kamenetz, and his friends, they went straight to Reb Yerucham, to Reb Reuven Gruzovsky. He was in charge there in Kamenetz. He was the Rebbe Bazedim, and they started. What's out there? I remember one thing that Ramat Schwab told me. He put us on our place, easy, and he told us he was the biggest kanoi. Reb Reuven, wasn't he thrown in jail for his kanois? What? Rav Shach? Wait a minute. Reb Reuven Gruzovsky was a major kanoi in Slobodka. You heard the story? He was a kanoi. He was a big kanoi. Reb Reuven wrote a whole thing about what? The mafia got after him. Reb Reuven was a major kanoi. And Reb Reuven put them in their place. Easy on these guys. Don't kill them. Don't shoot him. His matziv, he don't just don't be trigger happy. So I don't like to get involved in that for different reasons. Now, the Kim Taran, Machzachaimish, do plots. Come inside with the Rebbe lost weight for the occasion. The Rebbe went on a diet for the last 3 suppers, so you'll have more room. You want to push it. Rik the tish, Shabbai say rik the tish. The Rebbe, give a step, no, let's go. Bring it back, more. Let's go. We have a lot of chassidim. How many guys won the last count? 800? 8,000. Oh, 8,000. 8,000, 9,000 machlikas. Anyway, come inside. Oh, so good. So now, where are we up to? So, you have to thank the Eibishter. I taina, listen to this word. It was kedai to be born to hear this word. You hear this? Rabbi say it was kedai to be born to hear this word. First of all, I was a mechaben to the Melech Biederman. How's that? Maybe he's mechaben to me. Depends where my anov is holding. How big I want to make myself. Where I'm holding on, you know. Anyway, he said, we Punk said this year the same word. That's the Eivish himself. He didn't say it and I didn't say it. The Eivish, it's all Shechina V'daberes. Like all the compliments I get, they're all Shechina V'daberes. The only thing I'm serious about in my life are compliments. When I get a compliment, I know that's serious stuff. There I'm serious. Not only I'm serious, but I hold, you could have said even better. That's my shita. Oh, shita man. Okay, anyway. So what was I saying? We said, now, take a look at the Meraglim, how they got all the details. Amalek Banegev. You know, Amalek scared the daylights. You know how cool they are? I don't want to say, but Rabim, it's often the Arashis. What Amalek? You know what Hitler did? Before the concentration camps, he and the Mufti, Machshimam v'Zichram, Sari Shalesev, Sari Shal Yishmael got together, and they were laughing what they did to 50,000 Jews, Hashem Yerachim, what they did to them. This is nothing by them. This is Kleingeld. They did it to Polish also. They were rishis sheberishis. Amalek Benegev. That's enough to scare the daylights out of you. Amalek, who we know them. Amalek, and by the way, Chiti, Amori, and Knani. Amori was the toughest of all the nations, by the way. Amori is there. And Eretz Echel is Yishvel. And everyone's dying over there, and they have these giants, and they did a job. They had details, a lot of details. And take a look at Kalev and Yeshua, no details. It's a great land, don't bother me. They didn't even address all the negative. Don't get involved in details. Be a pasha to eat. It's good, and we're making it. We were both mechav in the same word. It's gavaldik. It's tova, it's mine. That's it, goodbye. Don't, but it's gonna be good. You don't know how important that is. It's Kaddish Kadashim. I had a thought why the Teichacha is so big. Because just like the guy that caused the Teichacha was complicated with his negative, this is no good. And you ever see people, I had a couple fighting with each other, married 20 years, right in front of me. I was supposed to make peace. They were killing each other. And they were gavaldi, detailed. No, she's no good. No, that's not really a good thing because she means it Lara. And he said, and she says, no, and you're also like that. It was levidating. Details, you know. Negative people are oizgetrach. That koyach was meant for Gemara, Rashi, Taisvis. That's where you're supposed to use all those kind of koyachs. Detail. You like detail, use it for learning. Not in life, she's a great lady, don't bother me. So she screams, so she's a little cuckoo. I'm also cuckoo. It's nishkefellach. But I want to say another thing. You know what the Meraglim said? Toiva haaretz ma'oid ma'oid. Now the Breslov style, I rather like Breslov. Nevada gets along very well with Breslov. They get along with Ger also. They're similar in certain ways. They get along with Lakewood, not Shayach. Okay. Come inside, we got Bali Mopsim in here. Machsidim have become Bali Mopsim. Come inside, we want them all Mopsim up front. Next, come here, you got the right place. This is the place, all the smiling faces. See, you can tell this is my chevra. Every guy here smiles. That's it. So here's the story. So what was I saying now? The Breslov have a style in the Sfarim. I've looked through them a lot. Ma'id. They're into that. Ever read that stuff? Ma'id. They say that a lot. They're very stylistic type of people. They like to bring out a point. They don't just say it's good. It's very good. Whatever they say. Ma'id. The Torah doesn't do that stuff. The Torah is heilig. I mean, everything's heilig. I mean, the later people are all heilig, but the Torah is every word, every letter is, what's that for? What's this tag? Talataylim shel halachas. By the Meraglim, Toiva Haaretz. That could have been fine. It's a good land. No. Ma'id. No. Ma'id. That's extreme. It's not the style. You didn't show me one more place in the when the world was created. It's a Vayal Kim Kitay. Doesn't even say Ma'id one time. Tell you Ma'id is a Yetzirah. That's the only Ma'id. One time. And there's only one. And it only happens, Ma'id doesn't happen so fast. The Torah speaks. And here, it's Ma'id, that's extreme. That's talking like it's super good. What's that all about? They needed that? I'll tell you why. When you're fighting the Yetzirah, especially it says by Kol Baruch Acheres, he wanted to go like them. You got to go extreme. To fight the Yetzirah of negativism, you got to say it's Ma'id. You got to go Meshuggah, Dafka good. You don't like your wife? She's the best woman that ever lived. You don't like your shveh? What a shveh. I love him to pieces. I couldn't have done better. Oh. I'm joking. I'd rather had a very nice shveh. So you have to go extreme. That's why they succeeded. If the Rambam says, the Rambam is the same person that said that you have to go Beinani, right? The Rambam says, Nochas Deis, Derech Mamutza. That's his big thing. Be normal. Rambam's loaded with that. That's his biggest yesod. The way you eat, the way you sleep, normal, no extremes. You ever hear the Rambam? He's full of that stuff. When it comes to breaking midas, only extreme. That's the same Rambam. You're breaking a midah, you're going to be wacko. You're going to lie through your teeth all your life. To say just the opposite. Because you have a midah that wants to pull you down, you're going to go the extreme opposite. I met a guy who feels he's the worst Rebbe in the yeshiva. You are the best Rebbe in the world. By the way, I can prove all these things. Every guy has his own, you can prove because you struggle more, whatever it is. The guy struggling, speaking about struggling, you know the famous story with the Satmar or the Klosenberger. Maybe you can set me straight. It could happen to both. The guy comes in, he has the working situation. He doesn't like it. Why? It's too much for Kedusha. It's not what he likes. So the Rebbe says, look, the daf machna panusa. You can't quit your job. You got to earn a living. All right. 2 years later, he meets the same guy. The guy goes, no, but how's things with Parnasa? Oh, it's fine. Yeah, good. What about the problem you had with Kedusha work? Oh, it's nothing. I think you should quit your job. You never heard that story? It was a Satmar. Quit your job. Now, if you're a person, now, this is Negeya. I don't want to talk when, what, where, how, and who. Those who know, those who, it's fine. A lot of us have situations where we'd like things to be different. What does the Eibishter want from us? And they're always saying, why can't we be like those guys? They're more, I know some people, they kvetch to me about, they're so happy that the other types, they're more into that sugya and they're more iskalten. So what does he want from those that are stuck in certain situations where they wish there'd be more learning, there'd be more kedusha, there'd be less lashon hara, there'd be more, and it eats them up, and it bothers them. What does the Eibishter want? You know what a tikkun you are making for the world when you're having pain over that? Who knows what's more chashiv in Shemayim? When the Satmar sent them back to work, he says, you go work. I need a guy kvetching in such and such an office. You know what your kvetching's doing in Shemayim? Even though it's not so good. You know what? The kvetching, the dissatisfaction with the lack of what it should be. You know what that dissatisfaction does in Shemayim? You're a warrior. You're saving the world with that dissatisfaction. It's Kodesh Kodashim. David purposely put you in that matzav. He wants you to go around. And therefore, I'm going to stick up for all those schmoozing that, even though I told the fellow it was poison to listen to so-and-so. It almost killed him. All kidding aside. It was because nefesh. I saved this fellow by telling him poison to listen to so-and-so. So-and-so was the tzaddik hador, by the way. But he was saying things that for this guy was not for him. What was I saying? Where am I up to? So the
To want to be good, to give a touch.
What?
To want to be good, to give a touch.
Yeah. It's a gewaltige tikkun when a person has pain and he wants to be better. Now, I want to say a plug for all those people listening to schmoozing that are not good for them. By the way, they still do these things all over the place. All over the place. People are giving schmoozing that are not for the public. A lot of people listening, oi, that doesn't get. They like the pshat, they like the vort, they like the kanois. But in your life, deep down, you're full of jealousy because you're never going to do what they're talking about over there. The krichen and the luften over there. That's such a terrible thing. The pain that you have for not being whatever it is and not doing whatever it is, you might be the person saving ganz Klal Yisrael with your pain. Pain's a joke, but I'm not in a high madrega and I'm not. You know what pain means? You know what Fum Tzara Agra means? You know what Yeshurim Ruchnia means? How much Kodesh Kadoshim that stuff is? The best thing in the world is to learn in Lakewood and not fit in. This is the best thing you could ever do with your life. Learning a big, giant yeshiva with a lot of masmidim all over the place. Walking with smiling faces, finishing Masechtas, screaming at each other with Melchamta Shel Torah, a pleasure, and doing and knocking and coming on time. You're always late. They're always on time, and they're always knocking, and they're happy, and they finishing and making siyums every other month and writing sforim, and you're sitting there, and you're trying to figure out. No wonder they said I wasn't cut out for this time. And you're watching everybody, and you're going with sugar. You can't. And you try, you go by, you're embarrassed to ask anybody, pshat, these guys like it. And you sit there for years, suffering. Guess who's holding up the whole base medrash? You are in Lakewood. Guess who's way above everybody? If you can hold out. I don't recommend this. I don't recommend sitting in that base medrash. I recommend moving. I just told somebody on the phone just now, get your boy out of that school. You're killing him. Son. Someone in Eretz Yisrael, son is suffering because he's behind everybody. Get him out of there! You want to kill him, make him fry? He's a sweet kid now. If they don't watch it, they have to watch it. I have other ideas. My bracha, I'm telling you like today, this kid's going to turn out a tzaddik yisrael. Watch. My brachas, ridiculous. Just got a call today, a 27-year-old. The father called me up, a Chassidish guy from Eretz Yisrael, I'm not sure. Chassidish guy, he told me, my 27-year-old girl became a kala. And you, Rebbe, gave a bracha. When? Right after Pesach. And right after your bracha. And what was my nusach? She's a kala! That's the second time I did that. I was at Chasana last night, where the father tells me, it was Chalamayid, when he said, give me a bracha. I said, she's 24. She's a kala. That's a good nusach. My up-and-coming Rebbe's, try that. It seems to work. I got two of them. Like that. Just say she's a kala. I got a better mifus. It's not shy. Guy called me up. Come inside. Get on. Come here. I lost some more weight. Move. Push. Push. Come on, Rabbi Say. Listen to this. By the way, who's going to take my b'tachon wheelies tomorrow morning? I got to be out of Lakewood by 11 o'clock because I'm going to Rebbe's thing. I'm going to talk my head off over there as usual. New city? Oh, really? Oh, you're going there? Terrific. Take a stack. That's good. How much you taking on stack? No? Who else? Take them, Rabbi say. Especially the new ones that just came out this year. I got 100 of them. You'll take them, yeah? How many? How many? It's not easy to be my chassid. No. Let's go. How much you take it? He's this tzaddik. He takes it without asking. No. Maskim. Okay. Some rabbis take money. I could do that too, by the way. I'm not shy. Kibtzaran. Chaim, Tevim, L'Shalom, Kibtzaran. Guess why I'm in such a good mood? Who can figure that one out? Who knows? Who's a Rebbe? Who's in the chinuch system? Today was the last day of school. They're giving us 2 days vacation until Monday. But still, you ever hear of Tinnik HaBareach? I'm telling you, there's a Rebbe HaBareach. I'm telling you. Who spoke about it, Rebbe HaBareach? The Aruch HaShulchan in Hilchos Tishpeb. He says, why don't you learn on Tishpeb? The kid doesn't want to be there, the Rebbe doesn't want to be there. That's his kash. I'm not going into the teretz, but that's his kash. You want to take a Aruch HaShulchan? You think it's just a new thing? You ever see? So if a Rebbe feels, wow, it's good to be away from this place. I wanted to dance with the kids today. I went over to every Rebbe, I hugged them, what today is? The last day of school. They're looking at me. Oh. That'd be funny. You're dealing with 9-year-old kids for 40 years. It rubs off. You act like them, you talk like them. L'chaim! That's going to be great. Now, where am I up to? What was I talking about? When are you going to give me this? Makes life easy. Have to answer questions. Where am I up to? No, Rabbi say. I'm saying, my mifus. Listen to this. This Yid is going to Eretz Yisrael. By the way, I'm a spalal. I want things to happen. And the day I davened for it, they started moving. Somebody, I spoke to a shliach, not my shliach. He's from a different yeshiva. He's going to Tampa, Florida. He's taking over the whole city. I have people going out all over. Watch. The best thing in the world. Then Alena Rebbe. We got a new up-and-coming Rebbe right here. Remember the bracha you gave? He gave a bracha like a chicken with an egg with the ladies. Boom. They got a call. Your bracha worked. It was like a chicken with an egg. The doctor didn't know it hit him. I added that. But it's probably true. Who you been talking to lately? I said, one of my chassidim become Rebbes automatically. With time, I have a guy sitting here, I'm not going to say the names, who are such bali mifus. They're sitting right around here. They're loaded. Okay, now I want to tell you something else. First, I'll tell you this just happened. The guy he was here. He gave me a sefer for a present. He's a very tidy young man. And he's going to Eretz Yisrael. Calls me up. Rabbi Mendel, remember you told me I just have to leave a message and my Yeshua is there. I don't have to talk to you. I said, yes. Yesterday, he has all kinds of issues. He's trying to move and he's going tight meshuggah. He says, I was terribly depressed. As soon as I left a message on your machine, I suddenly turned around and became a new person. Isn't that something? I didn't speak to him. It's not the first time it happened. Because I decided that's going to work. You can do anything you want. You have the Eibishter. People come to me with names. Yeah, go mask the Numan. I don't hear a word they're saying. I'm not interested in the name. I just turn away. Kale, no, fa, no, law. Goodbye. My latest, I just spoke, was it yesterday or today? I spoke to the uncle of a boy who was brought to, he needed an operation for his brain. Brain tumors, whatever. As soon as the parents called me up about 2 months ago, I says, and I was wrong. Because at first it turned around, things were getting better, but your brachas, the next thing I know, they call me up, he's already in this hospital, and they already scheduled, there's no way out of this, it's extremely important, extremely dangerous, but there's no way out of it. please daven. The Baba calls me up. I felt like crying myself. But I stick to my guns. I says he's going to jump off the operating table. I don't want no operation. I'm not in this bowl. The uncle just called me up today. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. And he says, Mendel, you know, the father already called me to say, well, Nisam Gluim. No operation. The doctors, it was over. They scheduled it, and I had said he's jumping off the table. That's exactly what happened. The doctor takes the knife for the operation, about to cut. Suddenly, kid says, I'm getting out of here. I promise you. Well, I'm dramatizing it. You have to believe the pitch of this. And he went flying off the table. It's a true story. The only thing I didn't get clear is it because he knew that was Mandel's nusach, or Mandel's nevuah was niskayim. But that's exactly what happened. He jumped off the table. And the doctors were a little bit, taken aback. This kid actually has his own brain. Maybe he doesn't need no brain surgery. Listen to this one. They decided, let's think twice. And they took another test. And they found two things. They decided it's not a crazy thing to do, because it was extremely dangerous. This operation was like, you're killing the guy. What are you doing it for? And it was one of those and sure enough, they found it's b'chal not as bad as they thought it is. Come inside, I'll get you a new seat. Come inside, get him a seat. There, there's chairs over there. You bring him a chair. No, just Kim. Come, there's room for everybody. You hear our latest mifus? The parents are on a high. Hear what's going on? And wait, I give a bracha to the whole family. I don't like to give brachas just for one. I says, the guy on the phone had different, he needed this, needed that. He suddenly got a job, and he's on a high, he's in a good mood lately. It's all my bracha, Rabbi say. All me, all the Rebbe. How do you like my another? When do I... Anyway. So, that was a mifus. I will tell you something now. Listen closely. If you listen to me, you'll be happy forever. Every person in this room has so many nisim. I just opened up a bichel of what I have accomplished. Yeah, packed bichel, very chazak. Boy, what I have did years ago, what mifsim I had, suddenly this disappeared. This machlik, this person out of Yeshua. My father was sick then. I used to daven for him. The next day, boom, new situation. I was once on the phone with one of my siblings, and sibling was complaining of a terrible pain in the hand, and it hurts me so much. Baby, I don't want this stuff. And next, forever after, while I was talking to you, it suddenly got better. That was when that's way back. That's 20 years ago. I was already such a malmifus. Ready now. I have stories. I can't even remember them. And I have different yesoidis that I forgot. When a tiniest tefillah, I was once freezing. I had a condition. It wasn't. Go start with the doctors. You know what I used to do? I used to scream, I'm boiling! I had to go home every day and get under covers. There was something wrong. And all the guys in base medics were fine, and I was freezing. Something wasn't right. I just screamed my head off for weeks. I'm boiling. I used to tell my class, open the windows. In freezing winter, they came back from recess. Open the windows. I used to go like this. I'm so hot. I did this keseda until my whole body turned around. I promise, it's a true story. And then my friends who were half my age, old enough to be my Eineklach, we used to have them together, sitting in the room together, and they're all cold, and I'm comfortable. I promise you. You know what your mind does? If I scream all day, I'm a young guy, I'll get 20 years younger, just by screaming a little bit. Anyway, yeah, I just remember that one. Then I wrote already a long time ago, Rabba Daimel Malach, that was me. Then I was coming to Toronto. He says, it's the whole Toronto is Kedai, that I should come there. These are my notes. These are Gir Siriyanka said, the whole Toronto, wherever I go. And halavai, I hope they understand who they're dealing with. And the pellet, yeah. One of the shidduchim in my family, I kept working on it. And it got better and better and better as I, my kids don't know how much remote control I did with that shidduchim. I don't argue with nobody. If I want, I get what I want. I'm not kidding. It's, okay, the Eibishter helps. I daven. I had a shver guy, he was not the Rosh Yeshiva. Eibishter make that Rosh Yeshiva say yes. The next day, something happened to him. He decided yes. I'm loaded with these stories. Like, I control, like, people are control freaks. I'm a control freak. I control everything. Anyway, you're close to the Eibishter, you're in a different world. If you would do that, you'll have a book just as good as mine. I have hundreds of these. And you go over them. I didn't know who I am. I'm looking, Chavos is trying to be mechazik b'tachon. What are you trying to be mechazik? You know what you did 25 years ago? Remember you davened for so-and-so and right away you got better? The people forget all that stuff. You're supposed to remember Yetzias Mitzrayim every day. Why is Yetzias Mitzrayim all over the place? It's your own. You took yourself out of so much Mitzrayim your whole life. You're supposed to keep booklets. And when you learn Musa, take out a booklet. It's the best Musa sefer. Even before Chavos HaVavos. Brisker Rav says the best Musa form is your own history. Look what you did. The Yetzirah makes you forget it on the spot. What happened yesterday? That was 2 days. I had one might visit after another. The guy was in ICU. Boom, I gave a bracha out of ICU. A shidduch of an old, funny stories. This guy was taking a test. There was no chance in a million he would pass an important test. He's not passing. He said, it's not. I says, laugh at your problem. Calls me back 2 days later. He was laughing so hard, he started laughing in the middle of Shemoneh Esrei. And he passed the test. He says, it was a Meifas Golim and a Shemayim. I have weird stories, one after another, with the Meifsim Golim. I don't even remember them. A minute later, you forget it. People are so... Okay, we're starting, huh? We're getting on this? Really? Yeah? Where we go? Where we